Rolling.
I'm smiling.
Ready, Adam? We'll call to order the Gladstone City Commission regular meeting of August, I wish, April 12th, 2021. Roll call.
Mayor Thompson,
Here.
Commissioner Akala,
Excused.
Commissioner Hunter,
Here.
Commissioner Mantala,
Here.
Commissioner Stasinski.
Excused. Public comment. The D&D Dog Dynamics.
Yes, D&D Dog Dynamics has two facilities in Gladstone. One is up in the industrial park. They do boarding, daycare, and grooming. And then they have down here, downtown, what used to be the Bavarian Bakery is now their training center. They just recently completed training Alger County's new sheriff's police dog, and they are looking at expanding training. The 30th of this month, the National Association of Police Canine Handlers are going to be putting on a full-day training and certification event, which will include 4 master trainers to facilitate the day. They were originally going to do this in Escanaba totally, and Dave Johnson, who owns D&D, along with master trainer Marty Munger, who is facilitating with D&D, suggested that we split the venue between Escanaba and Gladstone. So what's going to happen on the 30th is there will be up to 20 different canines and police vehicles, partly between Escanaba, partly between both the center up in the industrial park, down here, and another building. And what D&D suggested doing, because we have a lot of hungry police trainers here, is that they're going to put together some kind of goodie bags, letting people know where various restaurants and businesses are downtown. They're hoping to make this an annual event. So the only reason that I talked to Eric about this, and the only reason I wanted to bring it up is that people may want to wonder how come they're seeing police vehicles from organizations down in Wisconsin and other places from the Upper Peninsula. So they're not going to be all congregating at one place at one time, but I just wanted to make people aware that there will be some presence of canines and canine handlers within Gladstone on that day. Are there any questions?
No, it sounds like a good event for the community.
If we can get it to be an annual event, I mean, it has a very good potential to bring people in and, start shopping and dining here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people just don't see Gladstone when they fly by on the highway, so it'd be nice to see them in town.
Exactly.
Any other public comment? Move on to the conflicts of interest. Consent agenda, the City Commission regular meeting minutes of March 22nd, and the city payment of bills.
There were no bills over 5,000 this week.
I'd move to approve as presented.
I'll support.
A motion to approve the consent agenda by Commissioner Mantala, support by Commissioner Hunter. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is carried. Under new business, we have introduction and set public hearing for fiscal year 2021 appropriations ordinance 618.
Yes, this is the annual general fund expenditure ordinance that we need to pass each year to show how much money we're going to be, how we're going to spend the tax roll, basically, what it boils down to. If you look, we bring in about $1.6 million in taxes, and our expenditures are $4.3 million. So, of course, the two don't balance, but that's where some of the administrative transfers from the utilities for services at City Hall and revenue sharing and all the other little sources of income come in to make up the difference.
I'll make a motion that we set the public hearing for Monday, April 26, 2021 at 6 PM.
Support.
I have a motion by myself, support by Commissioner Mantala. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is carried. Next up, we have the set special meeting for the wastewater treatment plant project with public hearing.
Yes, we are moving slowly but surely towards, we're looking at this state revolving loan fund, which also, because of our status as a community in need, we're hoping we get some better than our share of grant dollars also. What this is we need to have a special meeting, and the engineers from C2AE will go over the project plan, which was developed for the most part using SAW dollars, and the project plan has been submitted, and it is a draft project plan. It's been submitted to Eagle, and they're going to go through it, and they could make changes to it also. And so this isn't saying that we're going to spend $17 million, and that decision will be made on this meeting in May 17th. It just is saying that this is one of the sources of funding we're looking at, and that's the amount of money we could be going for.
Eric, is the total project cost the amount listed?
Yes.
Okay.
It's,
And what is the potential amount of funding we could get? Is there a max?
we don't really know that yet. You have the infrastructure bill, the federal infrastructure bill, and you also have the state has some grant dollars, and we found to be a disadvantaged community, so that opens us up for some grant dollars. Plus, we have the executive order, which also will help us in opening up for grant dollars, and so this is just. It sounds like we're setting the project down in stone, but we're not. This is just the first step in the application.
When is the proposed start of the project? Is that based on funding availability?
Right now, they're proposing, I believe, if everything goes according to plan, around August 5th of 2022 for construction start.
It's not all that far off.
No, it's coming up very quickly.
If you look on the desk, there was a couple of small changes to the notice of the project plan. A couple of things were missed in the list of project construction will involve, and so the first thing that was missed was upgrade of the primary and final settling tanks. In the copy that went out to you, it just had final settling tanks. And installation, the last bullet point was installation of administrative facilities. The administrative facility, the break room, the office, and the lab have always been one room, which has not worked out. So that's why they added the word lab on the back of that administrative facility.
One of the bullet points in the middle there, I believe the fifth one down, replacement of failing secondary treatment rotating biological contactors. With moving bed biofilm reactors, are those the ones that we tried on a like a demo basis a
No,
while back?
that was RBF, rotating belt filters.
Rotating belt filters.
Yes,
Okay.
that was to replace the grit removal and screening.
Okay.
We currently are not going that route.
Okay.
The pilot plant study was, it had some pluses and minuses, but we decided between me and Eric and the engineers that we were going more traditional with the screening and the actual grit removal instead
Okay.
of just that rotating belt filter.
Is that based primarily on the needs of our system? Because I remember when we tried those out, one of the advantages was some fiscal savings there if we could have gone with the,
Yeah, there
That
would
trial
have been
system.
some savings, but C2A did not feel comfortable with using that filter without grit removal in front of it because they're afraid that belt was gonna wear too fast. So that was our primary reason for going back
Sure.
traditional.
I'm sure based on every situation used, then the outcome is different, and that's.
Yes, correct.
So you're gonna get rid of the biodiscs?
Yes, we're gonna get rid of the biodiscs and put in the
So like an
moving bed
it's like
biofilm
an like an
reactors.
aerated,
It's basically like an activated sludge tank with the media inside of it. So it's kind of a cross between the RBC and activated sludge, but there's no return waste from that tank to keep feeding your biomass because that'll be on those, that growth will be on those discs.
interesting.
Is this going to change the footprint of the facility much?
As the building stands now, the new primary settling tank will extend out towards Minneapolis. And then there will be a third secondary clarifier, which will be the two clarifiers that are in the back. It'll extend to the south towards the lake. And then everything else will be in the existing building.
In the existing.
And while the administration building will be off the current administration building heading towards the west a little bit. So we're gonna move our driveway to the
Mhm.
west.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we set Monday, May 17th, 6 PM as the special meeting for the wastewater treatment plant improvement project plan and a public hearing to gather input at the same meeting.
I'll support.
We have a motion by myself, support by Commissioner Hunter to set the special meeting and the public hearing. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is carried. Next up is the Arbor Day proclamation. I'll just read it real quick. Whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees, and whereas this holiday called Arbor Day was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska, and whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world, and whereas trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cutting heat and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce life-giving oxygen, and provide habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees are a renewable resource giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees in our city increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beauty for our community. And whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. Now therefore, I, Joe Thompson, the mayor of the city of Gladstone, Michigan, do hereby proclaim Friday, April 30th, 2021 as Arbor Day. Do we need a motion to approve that?
You could.
I'd make a motion to approve.
I'll support.
We have a motion by Commissioner Mantala, support by Commissioner Hunter to approve the Arbor Day proclamation. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is carried. Next up, we have Commissioner Hunter's letter of resignation. With heavy heart.
I'll make a motion. I'm just joking.
Well, I know I congratulate Commissioner Hunter on his new career that he's moving into, and which causes him to have to leave us. And I do have to say, I regretfully accept his letter of resignation.
Thank you.
Thanks for stepping up and volunteering to be on the commission. I know I've really enjoyed having you here. Got to bring a good point of view and good discussion.
I appreciate that. Sometimes my point of view may come a little off, but at least it's always been honest and fair.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You got to be honest and fair, right? So we're going to have to seek another individual to replace Commissioner Hunter on our commission. So the recommendation is that we would advertise the vacancy to fill the commission spot.
Yeah.
Do you want to put that in a motion?
Yes, so,
Yeah, I was just looking at the dates there.
yeah, if
So we're
you,
talking about-
to review those. So Commissioner Hunter's term was up, or would have been up November 1st of 2021. So we'd be looking from now till then, that somebody would have to, to be appointed till the next regular election. That deadline to be on the ballot is July 20th by 4 p.m. So that's coming up, as well. But we would need an appointment for now until then, through November. The dates, I put dates in there just to get the conversation going. Normally we had them fill out, any interested person would fill out the application, which is in your packet there for the city commission, and then like a letter of interest along with that application. And if you approve this with the dates that I had in there, being applications from qualified residents until Tuesday, May 4th by 4 p.m., that we would accept those and place on for your consideration at the regular meeting on Monday, May 10th at 6 p.m. You can shorten that up if you would like. I looked back to see how long we had done it before, but
Well, I'd hate to do it by the 26th. That's really only, what,
This
not even 2
timeline.
weeks.
Yeah, this timeline actually looks like it'd be all right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
This
we're-
time, the 4th
yeah.
is, I like
Yeah.
better. I
I
don't
don't know
know.
how we could do it much quicker than that.
No, and to give people, just to let the word get out there and people kind of think about it and then get the application, fill it out, get it back
Right.
in.
I can
Um,
have it on the website and, our Facebook page tomorrow, but we always put an ad in.
Okay, that was my
so-
next, I couldn't remember, when we filled the positions for the other 2 commissioners, was it advertised in local
Uh,
media?
Yep, the
Okay.
Action News, we did, which only publishes on the weekend, so that was something too to consider with the timeline. But honestly, too, a lot, Facebook, our website, but word of mouth and Facebook seems to be the way people hear about it and get it out there, quickest and fastest, but we would publish it in the Action News.
Okay.
I'm sure it'd be front page news.
I'm sure it will.
It did go to the press, so. Yeah.
Sure O'Connor will like the fact that I'm going to be gone. Doesn't work.
Yeah,
Doesn't
but
know
now
it's
you're
gonna be his
gonna be
worst
night-
nightmare now.
Now you're gonna be a civilian, so.
Exactly. Worst nightmare.
So I put those dates in there, just looking at the calendar and kind of the timeline. You can change it if you'd like.
I think that works good. That's a month, so.
Yeah, we'll be halfway through April, Wednesday.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
And then if we do it on the 10th, that still gives that person, we'd swear them in at that meeting, and then they still get another meeting in May already. So that's June, July. They have to decide by July if they're going to file.
If they're gonna file.
they're gonna run.
Yeah, if they're gonna
Mhm.
run on the ballot.
So that gives them, what, 4 more meetings?
Yeah,
Yeah.
is there anybody, who else is up in this year?
yes, 2 other ones. Yourself and I believe Greg. Yeah.
No, I didn't even know I was up.
See, I don't really tell you guys.
Goes by
when
so
you're-
much.
Until
Goes
you
by
have to.
quick.
Goes by fast when you're
Yeah.
having fun.
Yeah,
We
Life seems to be
lost all of
going by
2020.
fast.
Yeah.
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 I'll double check that, but yeah, it's our time for the 3 seats to be open, so, Darren's seat was one of them, and I believe, Joe and Greg. Cause Greg, yes, cause Greg filled a partial, ran for the seat for the rest of that term, which would have expired.
I think Commissioner Phelan's, wasn't it Commissioner Phelan's turn?
Our Dave Nemechek and Judy took over Dave Phelan's.
Oh, Judy took over.
Because
Okay.
Dave Phelan had just ran, he
That's
won a
right.
seat again, and then moved, so.
That's right.
Yeah, she
Mhm.
basically has a full term, by taking his seat, and she ran for that seat and won it, so yeah, it would be great.
I think that timeline is adequate and gives that person enough time to make a decision. So I'd make a motion to direct Clerk Barry to advertise the vacancy to fill the commission seat of Commissioner Hunter and accept letters of interest until Tuesday, May 4th, 2021 at 4 p.m. and place that appointment for the regular commission meeting on Monday, May 10th, 2021.
I support.
The motion by Commissioner Mantala, support by Commissioner Hunter to go with the recommendation. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is carried. Next up, we have the city manager's report.
Let's see. Renee and I met with one of our local businesses that is thinking of a possible expansion and had some questions on a zoning requirement. And hopefully that's going to happen. We worked with staff on this summer's Buckeye project, the special assessment that will be happening on North 15th Street and the streets on the other side of the highway. We hope to start the process by the next commission meeting. Renee, Ron, and I met with the new CDBG folks regarding the revolving loan fund. We did find out that Gladstone still has $27,000 left in our revolving loan fund from back when it was run by the EDC. And they were quite optimistic because there's about $500,000 regionally available in the UP. So I'm looking for businesses that might want a low interest loan. We currently have 2 businesses in town that are taking advantage of one of these loans. See, Renee and I met with Miller Canfield and we put the finishing touches on the developer agreement for the Housing Commission project. I don't know if you've been down that end of town, but they are remodeling Bayview Manor as we speak. Vicki and I met with Chris Katona, who is our MMRMA risk management person, and went over this year's contract for renewal. And the good news is our rate actually went down $150.
It's a good company.
It might be because of the new employee, but we're not sure.
Or that certain people are leaving?
You guys probably paid them off to take me off your hands.
See, the utility committee met, and we went over some bill disputes that had been sent in, and we also went through and updated our utility billing policy, which we'll be bringing to the commission. The last couple weeks, I've spent a lot of time, as has Rodney, reviewing the wastewater treatment project plan, and there's a lot of details. It's a big project. And working things out with C2AE. Good news, we sold the old grader and a dump truck on governmentdeals.com. We still have a garbage truck left, and we're going to try to advertise that locally because we didn't agree with the bid on the garbage truck. Came in a little too low.
What did we get for the grader and the dump truck? Anything worthwhile?
That's a good question.
Better than scrap?
Yeah. I think we got 9,000 for the grader, and I think the dump truck, which was a salter truck and it was in pretty rough shape, we got 3,000 for that. So. Let's see, we met with WPPI and Skip and I and went through this year's people that applied for our public power scholarships, and we picked 2 of them. So that's and Brett will be here to pass the check to those 2 students at first meeting in June. $2,000 scholarships. Patty asked me to announce that the cleanup vouchers will be available on May 1st at City Hall. She's not passing them out yet, but on May 1st she'll start distributing them to citizens that live in Gladstone that have a utility account, and they will be good through June 30th, so they're good for 2 months.
Are those still the same amount? Are they still good for the same amount?
I didn't look at this year's. It's 1,000 pounds.
Up to 1,000.
Up to 1,000
Yeah.
pounds, okay.
One of the hot phone calls we've been getting at City Hall is, are we having a 4th of July parade this year? And we are moving forward as if it is going to happen. We're going to have a parade, celebration, and fireworks. I think the Kiwanis outdoor show went pretty well this weekend. So, again, we still have to wait and see because we don't know what the governor or public health department will do in regards to those types of celebrations, but we're feeling positive about it. And I wanted to thank Darren for his service. I don't remember how many years he's put in, but I did, when I looked up on the board, you were mayor in 2009.
Yeah,
So
those were the days.
you've been around the block.
I think we were in the red back then. Yeah.
There were some struggles then.
Thanks, Eric.
That's all I have.
City commission or committee reports, anybody? Board or commission reports? City commissioner comments, Commissioner Hunter.
Just thanks to everybody for putting up with me over the years. You probably won't see me running or being assigned to any type of board or commission in Gladstone for the next, I'm hoping, at least 10 years. That's how long I'm hoping this new position lasts for myself. So you won't have to put up any antics that I may have or any outbursts every once in a while. But over the years, it's been fun. I've actually, my first goal was the Parks and Recreation. I sat on that, and then was talked into the commission, being appointed, and the board of review. I learned a lot on the board of review. I was part of the commission at that time, responsibility at least the mayor, and the city commission and the mayor. So there's been some ups and downs. The city itself, from when I was the mayor to now, I think has evolved immensely. Seen a lot of positive direction, a lot of good personnel. I think it's put the city in the right direction. I think there's a lot of good that the city still has to come. A lot of, I think, projects. The wastewater project with Rodney behind the helm on that, I think that's in good hands, and it'll be a job well done. So it's nice to see from when it was gloom and gloom, the sky was falling back in that 2000 time period when we were in the red in a lot of different funds. You see where it's at now. So everybody's done a nice job, and actually kudos to the staff, and Eric's done a really good job of picking up where we've had some deficits and moving forward with all the staff and all the projects we've had. So commission's been great. I can honestly say I haven't sat on a bad commission yet. So I've been fortunate. From the time I was back the mayor to now, it's been really good. We're a good working commission. So I appreciate everybody's support. You probably haven't heard the last of me, especially if there's a certain citizen that wants to keep bellowing the falsehoods that are out there, because I will be probably the loudest and most vocal partner in your corner as much as I can be with my new position, and making sure that people actually know the real story behind some of those fallacies that are being thrown out there. So thank you.
Thanks, Darren. Brad?
I'd just like to thank Commissioner Hunter again, and it's been a pleasure serving with him and getting his input and his respectful discourse, and always bringing his point of view, and speaking strongly but speaking respectfully, and listening to everybody, and bringing that to the commission, and helping make the tough decisions. You catch some of the slings and arrows up here, and you get some of the good with the bad, and he's been there for a long time, so he's taken it quite well, and I've represented the city and the citizens very well, so I thank him for his service. Other than that, that's all I have.
I'd like to thank you for your service too, Darren. It's good having you on the commission, and I'm going to miss your point of view.
Candid point of view.
Maybe somebody will step up that has a similar point of view. You never know.
Maybe a little more tame.
I don't have any comments. City clerk comments?
I just want to say that I returned today after being out of the office for 2 weeks, so I am catching up on emails and responses, so I will be getting through those as fast as I can. And again, thank you, Darren, for everything you've done with the commission and myself as the clerk. Good luck in your new position, and
Thanks.
we'll see you at those trainings.
Yeah.
You'll be doing open meetings in FOIA, maybe?
I'm hoping not.
Thank you.
The meeting is adjourned.